The clever do not seek solitude so much as they avoid the clutter created by fools. Mediocrity is concerned with how to kill time, while talent is concerned with how to use time. We rarely think about what we have, but we always worry about what we don't have. What one has is undoubtedly more important than what one has. The similarity between the genius and the madman is that both live in a completely different world from the rest of humanity. A person's true character is revealed precisely in the little things when he stops looking after himself. Happiness is the feeling of freedom from pain. Man is the only animal that hurts others with no other purpose. To reconcile with a man and resume a broken relationship with him is a weakness that will have to be repented of when he first does the same thing that caused the breakup. A talented person thinks faster and more correctly than others. A brilliant person sees a different world than everyone else. The possibility always remains that a just and kind act was influenced by some selfish motive. Do not tell your friend what your enemy should not know. The doctor sees a man in all his weakness, the lawyer in all his meanness, the theologian in all his stupidity. He who places great value on people as opinions does people too much honor. If you suspect someone of lying, pretend to believe him, then he lies more crudely and gets caught. But if there is a truth slipped into his words that he would like to hide, pretend not to believe. He will spout the rest of the truth as well. Every man can be listened to, but not every man is worth talking to. Without a woman, our life would be defenseless in the beginning, without pleasure in the middle, without consolation at the end. Self-judgment is the privilege of the few, the rest are guided by authority and example. People's sociability is not based on a love of community, but on a fear of loneliness. He who is cruel to animals cannot be a good man. One of the essential obstacles to the development of the human race is that people do not listen to the one who is smarter than others, but to the one who speaks the loudest. We lose 3/4 of ourselves in order to be like other people. Loneliness is the lot of all eminent minds. If there is a misfortune which cannot be remedied, we must not imagine that it could have been different, much less how it could have been prevented. Such thoughts make our suffering unbearable, and we self-torture. If the joke hides behind the serious, it is irony. If the serious behind the joke, it is humor. In order to voluntarily and freely recognize and appreciate the virtues of others, one must have one's own. A person obsessed with desires and aspirations is doomed to suffer. Politeness is a tacit agreement to ignore and not emphasize in each other the moral and mental poverty. Everyone takes the end of his or her horizons for the end of the world. What people call fate is, in fact, only the sum total of the follies they have committed. People are 1,000 times more concerned about acquiring wealth than about educating their minds and hearts, although for our happiness, what is in man is undoubtedly more important than what is in man. As medicine fails to achieve its purpose, if the dose is too high, so do censure and criticism when they exceed the measure of justice. In solitude, everyone sees himself for what he really is. A natural mind can replace any education, but no education can replace a natural mind. The more one has in himself, the less others can mean to him. To marry is to have one's rights and double one's responsibilities. No, the truth is not a woman of the trade throwing herself on the neck of those who do not want her. On the contrary, she is such an inaccessible beauty that even he who sacrifices everything to her cannot yet be sure of her favor. Each one sees in the other only what is contained in himself, for he can comprehend and understand him only to the extent of his own intellect. The vast majority of people are unable to think for themselves, but only to believe, and are incapable of obeying reason, only power. The world is a hospital for the terminally ill.